Hello Freedom Family, this video is basically a summary of my Western Australian tour, and oh my gosh, I had just so much fun in Western Australia. It was my first time in Perth or anywhere around Perth, and I hope to come back again. Now with the Freedom Family aside, I love Perth. I love the beaches, I love the sunsets, who wouldn't? But the tour itself, we had over 20 events just in Western Australia, in the bottom half of Western Australia, right? And I was really impressed with the extent of the passion of the freedom lovers in Western Australia, because you only had like a 5-day lockdown, and of course you had the border closures and all of those, and you had mandates like everyone else, but you weren't like Victoria. You weren't completely, didn't have curfews for long periods of times and things like that. So I was not expecting such a passionate group of freedom lovers, to be honest. So I'm very impressed. And also I want to say thank you to everyone who invited me to their events, invited me to meet their groups, and I hope that I was able to give you something back for that. And we're now connected for life because we've met. You know, the thing is the enemy, and I would say the enemy is the globalists. They don't want us having these events. They don't want us meeting in person. They want us to stay at home, to shop for clothes online, to use our digital ID, to never leave the house, to go on vacation using goggles and things like that. We're not going to have a bar of that. We're going to keep meeting in person because, to be honest, every time we meet in person, it's kind of like a protest against globalism because they don't want us meeting. They know that 3 brains is better than 1 when you're contemplating an idea or brainstorming something. So it is our responsibility to continue meeting in person and exchanging that energy, that hope, that inspiration. It is so important, and you can't really put your finger on exactly how that's going to help you in the future. But I can tell you for sure that when you go to a freedom event, when you go to a coffee catch up with them or anything like that, something that seems minimal, but actually it is so important. You never feel worse than when you go, right? You always feel better. I always have a sore face from smiling and hugging people and stuff like that. And I just had such a ball, and I hope that you continue to catch up. And for the people that were new to the freedom movement, or freedom family, I call it, and who came to my events and we took your email address and I gave it to the organizer, I hope that they continue to reach out to you, and I hope that you found new family with the Freedom Family, because we are a family and we are not going anywhere. And I tell you what, they made a huge mistake with COVID. They actually pushed us too far, which brought us together, and still 4 years later, we're still catching up and we're still coming up with ideas, and we've still got energy, and it's just so magnificent to see. So in conclusion, thank you Western Australia. I will never forget the time that I have had here, and the connections I have made will last a lifetime, and the connections you have made will as well. So I'm very grateful to all of you who helped me, and you know exactly who you are. And to the Western Australian Freedom Family, you're gonna be fine. You've got it. You are ready. I know. I've seen it. And also something about Western Australia that you don't maybe know as listening to this. They really do stand up for their farmers when the time comes. So there was some sort of Aboriginal, kind of like The Voice on steroids, and I won't go into it, but basically farmers especially, and just everyday Western Australians, really, whether they were pro or anti-vax or pro or anti-lockdown or border closures, it didn't matter. They all came together and they really, really spoke up against that bill, and they fought it. They won. So you probably don't know that because the mainstream media won't want to give kudos to anybody who stops the legislation, but they did. So Western Australia, you guys are strong. You guys have each other's backs. Half of you are farmers, so you're more self-sustainable and ready than the rest of us. And it's just been an absolute joy. Now I have over 1 day travel to the border of South Australia and Victoria, and I'm leaving you in my revision mirror, but I have great memories that I will cherish forever. Thank you. We are ready.